gentlemen, John Schneider, Tyler Fox, and Tom Lopez!
Any more questions? Yikes.
Sing song.
Oh, that's up to you, Tom.
Beach body. That was for me. That was apparently I need to get in shape.
I'll give you a new one, don't worry. John, this word of fun. Nothing.
What's going on?
John's house is going underwater in Louisiana right now, so everybody's checking in on him. Yeah, so he's just, he loves being here. But he's getting all these phone calls and texts.
Yes, I'm not going to answer them anymore.
Have you guys been having a good time?
You guys are off to the dance party.
Well, we could leave. Mambo, dance.
Come on and what, John Bo? Is there a question in there?
Let's kick it off with the first question, ladies and gentlemen. Who's got the first question?
Who has the first question?
Right over here. Let's see if I can make your way over there. I'll make it. I'm going. I'm coming.
This dog has a question?
Arf.
Oh, look, he responded.
All right, it's one for all of you guys. Out of everybody that, like the country music legends that appear on the show, who are you most excited to meet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Roy Orbison. Crazy about him. And I also went for a ride with him in his Ferrari. He was blind, you know.
She sometimes chooses badly.
Case in point. Loretta Lynn. Loretta Lynn was my What a doll. And she was the only one, I think, that actually had Waylon had a storyline around him. Everybody else just kind of came in and sang and then went away because of the speed trap. But Loretta was flying Loretta Lynn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Great show, and she was terrific. To me, to get to spend, we did like 9 days to shoot an episode. And to spend 9 days with Loretta Lynn was really fantastic.
Was amazing.
Yeah. What a sweetheart.
Wait a minute. I have a little story about her. Raise your hand if you want to hear a personal story about Loretta. So Loretta Lynn and I, we became very friendly for the show, and I went and visited her at her home, and she would come to LA, and so she would say, "Hey, Catherine, how you doing?" And I'd say, "Fine." Like that'd be the first thing we'd say when we saw each other, and then she'd look at my hand and she goes, "Oh, you didn't tell me that you broke up with your husband? You didn't tell me, oh, look at this. You didn't tell me your mom is going on a trip." She could read everything from your hand. How's that for intuition?
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about her.
Yeah, so keep your hands like this if you see her. And you don't want her to
I want her
know.
to know everything. That's cool. I didn't know that.
We got a question back here?
Another question. Yes.
Yes, Corey and Vance,
Okay,
both
next
of
question.
you, plus the both of you, and then Daisy, we're all cousins, right? Whatever happened to the parents? We never saw anything about any of your parents.
Ask Loretta Lynn. You want to take a stab at that one, Tom?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know
made it
exactly.
up.
What'd you
Oh,
make?
Catherine knows exactly. What happened,
Come
Catherine?
on, you know too. Our parents were in a car accident on the way to the fair.
That's
All
right.
of them?
And we were with Uncle Jesse.
No, Uncle Jesse took us in.
Yeah, but where were we?
I know you are, but who am I?
I think we were. I've tried to figure that out. We all had to be somewhere else
We were getting babysat.
when our parents
Yeah.
were on the way to
The fair.
At the fair.
the fair. And we
Tupelo,
were
basically.
staying with Uncle Jesse and Maudine the mule. And something tragic happened, and then we, stop it. Then we wound up staying with Uncle Jesse, who took us in, which I think was great.
Yeah.
And he was he ever married? Does he ever mention?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, who was
Martha.
Martha?
Martha, because Daisy wore her dress when she was gonna marry
When she was gonna
Enos.
marry Enos,
Love
one of
that.
those times.
Good one.
That's right. I just wanted to see if you knew that.
Older than me, John.
Just checking.
He can
checking
tell you
just
everything you ever wanted to know about the General Lee or what the
Yeah,
guys.
but I didn't know about
That's-
that.
But the
Well, you
girly
know.
stuff
Yeah, well, that's right.
locked in the vault with us.
I think they might have mentioned that when they did the Black Tilly, the Hazzard jump and fly.
Yes. But what about Coy and Vance? What about their folks?
Next
They were on the
question.
way to the fair.
These guys couldn't drive for crap.
I love that. You know, people said that they just don't drive like you. Well, it was the same stunt guys driving, but in the same cars, but they just didn't drive like us.
Well, I felt sorry for them because honestly, they had to look at tapes of John and Tom and try to recreate that relationship. And it just, you know, when you have to, try to fake something, it's not as
Yeah,
good
but where
as
did
the real
where did
thing.
they get this? I never did that.
Oh, John.
I didn't do that.
Did he do that? Anybody?
Me? No, Coy did that.
Dude, what's your question?
This goes,
He's older.
This goes to both you guys, but do you guys remember the first time you guys ever got to be behind the wheel of the General Lee and what it felt like, just being able to drive it?
The first time?
Yeah, I think in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn, I think we drove around. No, we no.
Holiday
we
Inn in
didn't
Conyers,
drive.
Georgia,
We
which is
drove
no
across
longer there, I think.
in Griffith Park. What?
Which is no longer, well, oh, the one in LA.
Yeah.
No, in Georgia, in the parking lot.
So we didn't drive it for the photo shoot?
No, they just had it sitting there.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it was great. It was cool because we had stunt guys that were there, and they were Gary Baxley and Craig Baxley were showing us some things in the car, and then we got towed in the we didn't park in a bad spot. We got towed with cameras on the car and with this camera car going down a muddy Georgia road, and it started to rain. And the car started to fishtail you. It was you and I, and we were in we're going. I wore the brown. So we're going to the revenue or whatever we had to go and check in Beauregard and
Oh, okay.
yeah. And I remember we're in there pretending to drive, and this thing is going slap, slap. But Richie had said, if the thing starts to fishtail, just hang on. It's all I can't slow down because it'll get worse. Slap, slap,
The thing that was
We're-
cool,
yeah.
the shows in Georgia have more of a gritty quality to them. The 5 shows that we shot there are probably, I think a little more representative of what the original idea of the show was.
Yeah. And you can tell the shots I'm talking about, if you go back and watch those shows, we're not wearing our usual clothes. But the very first General Lee we were in had a full roll cage in it, which included the one across the top. So we're driving like this, just trying to be, well, I was. He was just straight up.
Shut up.
Trying to see if we could be seen by the camera. So it was
40
great.
years of this.
It was great. What?
Another.
Okay.
Got a question back here?
How
Yes.
do you feel about all the controversy over the Confederate flag?
It's collateral damage. It really had nothing to do with us, I mean, and if something like TV Land, they can do whatever they want with the show. It's their property when they buy it like that. It's just a shame that that particular incident had to take the viewing pleasure away from millions of people. It'll be back. It'll be back. This too shall pass.
What's that? Right. The great thing about the DVDs anyway is that the whole original show is there. As the years have gone by.
Do they cut them?
Oh yeah, because I think when we first started, there were 12 minutes of commercials in an hour, so we were a 48-minute show. And then when it reran the first time, there were 14 minutes of commercials, so 2 minutes were cut out. And I think now when it was on TV Land and all that, I think there are 18 minutes per hour.
Yeah.
So the
DVDs
only
are
way to
also-
see the whole original show is to have it on DVD.
Yeah, and there's extra footage.
And,
They show you extra footage. The commentations you guys are doing.
well, cool.
Oh, the little
They're on,
documentaries
yes,
that we
it's all on the
get.
DVD. You get the whole set.
That's the
Yes.
best part.
I just want to say thank you for having a decent, relatively clean show for my 10-year-old.
Relatively.
Question over here.
Relatives are relatively clean too. Thank you, appreciate that.
I got a question for Bo.
Bo,
What's that, Bo?
What's that for you to come down here to make my day? I'm happy. Happy to meet Bo. Thank you. Moved up the first time in 9 years. I see y'all on TV.
Thank you. I signed his picture to Bo/John, because his name is John, but they call him Bo, and I signed it from John/Bo. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Bo.
Okay, I have one for all three. I'll start with Tom.
Is it a
Over
different
here.
question for all three?
Different questions for all three.
Only Michelle would get the mic.
You knew
go
about it.
ahead, go ahead.
Tom, often you said you originally read for John's role. How would you have done it differently? Oh, and better. Wait, that came from her, that part.
You would have drove more.
I have no idea. I mean, I don't think the stuff actually was really delineated too much in the first script. You know, when I say I first read for his part, that was in New York City. So I read for one of the boys basically, and they put me on a plane the next day. I went to LA with a paper bag full of clothes, and met John, and I had more luggage than he did.
Yeah.
Kathy, you are obviously on a show with predominantly male stars. How was there any pressure being surrounded by all the other males to keep your part going? As
Only
strong as it
being
was?
so damn beautiful. That's the impression she had.
Yeah.
No pressure, because I grew up mainly on a ranch and doing all the things that you do on a ranch outside, and I could certainly handle myself. It was fine.
Okay, you ready, John?
Yeah, but I need to comment on Tony's things, because what we auditioned to was climbing in the window with our bows and arrows, and we're looking for pirated recording tapes for Daisy's song.
Yes.
And I'm going into that now. I'm
looking in there.
Looking in things. And I said something really, Bo would say very obvious, vacuous things. And Luke's response was, sometimes your keen mind just amazes me. And my response was, is that a compliment? So I think there was definitely a shall we say, blonde and brunette line of delineation between Bo and Luke in those days, and Tom just can't be as dumb as I can. I mean that.
I'll take issue with that.
No, John was the baby.
Yes,
That's
he
what it
was.
was. He was just a baby.
I'm sorry, I'm very, hey, I'm gonna, yes. Real quick.
If we listen close enough, we could.
Can he sit tight for 12 hours, because I don't want to move all that stuff. There's no telling what'll happen to it.
Wow.
So yeah, if he can get to higher ground, I mean, if he can.
He's got a studio in Louisiana with all kinds of
Okay,
equipment,
all right.
movie equipment. They
Yeah,
shoot
no, I don't
movies
want to move
there.
all that stuff, because it's liable to fall out of the truck and
And
then be messed up anyway.
big
Okay,
computers and
thank you.
editing bays, and so they're putting it on top of furniture
Sorry,
right
yeah,
now.
it's very interesting. It's like, well, I don't think it'll reach the, will it reach the table? I don't know, it's never reached the house before. It's been, yeah, well, you know, I bet if we put it on the refrigerator, it's safe. So that's what my life is right now, putting hard drives on a refrigerator to
Well,
make sure.
your cabinets
But I've got
are
so, I tell you
high.
what, I've got so many, my phone has been ringing off the hook with people who are in Louisiana, people who are in New York, people everywhere who have been concerned about what's going on there, people who have dropped everything that they're doing to drive in from New Orleans to basically move stuff around. It's
Pretty nice.
it's a tragic and wonderful time. that I'm going through in front of you right now.
The worst part is you're here and not there to take care of it.
Well,
He's happy to be
yeah,
here.
but I mean, I'm in good hands, but Louisiana is a very strange place where we live in California where water comes from the mountain and
Right.
washes down. And in Louisiana, water comes from somewhere. and then all the weather goes away, and that's when you're in trouble. That's when the water starts to rise. And so it's fascinating time. Yes.
Okay, no, wait.
Wait, no.
Wait.
Yes, what's the question?
Okay. First of all,
Trying to
really
avoid that.
excited about Smothered coming out the end of the month.
Smothered.
Yes, I'm
Smothered.
very excited about
I
Smothered
loved it.
coming out the end of the month.
Okay, obviously, little plug here, you doing a lot of writing, making a lot of movies. Are Tom and Kathy going to be your cousins in an upcoming movie soon that you've written?
They won't be my cousins, but they're,
Nobody got here.
It's not a
I'd love to have them in something we're doing, should there be a studio left to do it in. Yeah, I would love to have them in a film. What Michelle is alluding to is there's a film coming out, video on demand, which now is the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want the movies to come out on the big screen, and someday I guess they will, but apparently that is currently the wrong goal. The goal is to have the movies come out on demand so that they come out at the same time globally, and people can buy them and watch them whenever they want. So that's exciting. It's called, the first one out of the box is called Smothered. It's a horror comedy that has Kane Hodder, who was Jason, R.A. Mihailoff, who was Leatherface, Don Shanks, who was Michael Myers, Bria Grant, who was in Rob Zombie's Halloween, and it's got in Michael Berryman, who scares the hell out of me. All those people in it, and it's a horror comedy. So come the 29th, please spend the $8.99 or whatever it is, and get a hold of Smothered. It is not a spoof, and it is not for children.
No.
Okay? Smothered refers to how this rather well-endowed young lady kills people. Thank you. So, enjoy it. It's very funny, but it's not a spoof.
No, he's not.
No.
No, he's not.
You not seen it?
I've seen it.
She puts
Never.
No.
Next question,
I
please.
thought I-
Thank you for that plug. And yeah, I'd love to have them in the, we're gonna do another movie in May. And Barry
Yes, what?
Bostwick and I believe Morgan Fairchild are gonna be in it so far.
Oh,
And-
great.
1 month out, yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
And I've not met Barbara Eaton yet. I'm desperate to go.
I did.
Because I'd love her to be in it. Yes.
Me too.
How did the General Lee end up getting the Dixie horn? How did that happen?
Tell that story.
I don't know.
You don't remember? Tom was there, but he don't know. You remember?
I thought I'd always had it.
Wow. We were filming at the Boar's Nest on the same episode because I was in the brown outfit.
Was
And
that Daisy's song though?
Yes, that was the brown outfit.
that was the brown outfit? No, that was the one with the
That's-
Reverend was. We went into
You're
town.
so good.
We went into town. No, we went into
Jesus, you
town.
also wore the
And she
brown
called me
outfit.
Bo, and she's called me Beauregard. I said, Bo.
One-arm bandit?
She was trying to find your still that you were making.
Yeah.
But you wore it in the other one too.
Dark hair.
Yes.
What was that show? It was One Armed Bandits, Daisy's Song, Repo Men, Mary Kay's Baby, and the one that I'm talking about. High Octane. High Octane, because she was looking for the still, and they couldn't find the moonshine because Jesse had run his car over here on it, right? So, we were at the Boar's Nest, getting ready to film, and somebody drove by, and I think an El Camino. Paul Picard was there. And as they drove by this place, and nobody knew what the Boar's Nest was, nobody had seen the General Lee, the show wasn't, we hadn't been on the air yet.
Oh, I remember this now.
Me too.
Oh
my God.
You gotta love her. And this kid blew the horn on his El Camino, and it was Dixie. And
Yeah.
Paul Picard grabbed a Teamster and got in a van, chased him down, and bought it. He said, "That's got to be on this car," and it was from that point on. So that was a great
That
thing.
was
It
a
was a
start.
complete accident.
Was there a horn on the car?
There was no, you know, it sounded like the Roadrunner. So good question.
Got a question over here?
Yes.
What was it like when you and Tom got to work on a Smallville episode?
It was great. You know, John was kind of the ruler up there, so I came and kind of snuck in on his thing. They put a couple of really nice nods in there to Dukes. You know, driving up in a Charger and the doors don't open. It was really kind of cute. But I really had a great time, and they were a real terrific crew and cast. Everybody was really nice to me, except John. No, it was great. It was a lot of fun. We also did a movie back in the day, a Christmas movie together, and that was a great deal of fun too.
Christmas Comes to Willow Creek.
Yeah.
I got that movie. I got that movie.
It's hard for us not to have fun, in case you hadn't noticed.
True.
Another question? Green Lantern?
I have a comment and then my question. First off, I just want to recognize and thank you for what a great job, John, you did as Jonathan Kent, Pa Kent, on the Smallville series. When I think of a live-action Pa Kent, Jonathan Kent, I think of the great Glenn Ford from the movies and John Schneider.
Oh, thank you.
I think it was awesome.
Thank you.
And then think about what I could ask from Dukes. There's so many great moments, but one of my most favorite memories is when I'm gonna forget her name, but the actress who played Lulu, Peggy Ray, when she got to drive the General Lee, and you guys got to play Scared Straight when she was driving that. So I was wondering, do you remember anything from that particular sequence, or just all three of you general thoughts of working with that wonderful actress?
She was fantastic.
I directed her. The first show I made was it was a riff on Ransom of Red Chief. So it was these guys kidnapped her because they were going to get a bunch of money from Boss. But she proved to be so much of a pain in the ass to them that they were happy to get rid of her. And we shot at Magic Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the Boss comes and saves her at the end. And it was so much fun working with her. She was really, really terrific. And she would call me my director, which was really sweet. I mean, I was like 32, 33 years old. But she was a trip to work with, and a really talented gal.
Yep, she was great. She was on the Waltons, too.
And I just loved her too. I had fun with her. I'd go out to lunch with her and hear old movie star stories and all of her friends and how
She
life
just
was.
passed not too long ago.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and I remember she was very excited to be able to get to drive the General Lee. She really was. Peggy was.
Who wouldn't be?
Right. Right, but she was very concerned that I mean, she was on the show and really thought the doors were welded shut, and they weren't. We had one car where the doors were welded shut, but the Teamsters didn't like that very much because
then they had to get in there.
They had to get in and out of the window, and it's not as easy as it looks. And it's also if it's raining and you climb in the window to close the windows, then what are you going to do? They were locked in. But Peggy Ray was fantastic. And in Repo Man, she walks inside, and Boss has got the rolls. The rolls is there. And she's supposed to make some, like, noise, and she made a noise, and the sound guy didn't get it. And we were back in California looping, doing extra dialogue for it. And the guy that was in charge of looping said Peggy was off doing a movie or something. He said, we need somebody to do Lulu's voice. So in that episode, it's all it is, and that's me. And what did they say in one of the scripts? It said when they hugged, it was like two budding refrigerators. It was in the script.
In love.
That's right.
Another question over here.
A little praline.
So
Yeah,
cute.
John, I'm sorry, Luke and Daisy, you're great, but this one's for John. Smallville changed a lot of lives. Anyway, Smallville is great, and that's all I want to say. You changed a lot of lives to that show. But, simple question, now you guys can get back in, Luke. Why were the doors welded shut on the General Lee? I've always wondered.
Race car.
It's an ass car.
They weld them shut on the ass car.
Moonshine
Bet your
was.
ass
All
they
right,
do.
I'm not knowledgeable.
Well, they
Thank
don't
you.
have doors, I mean, that's all a decal in NASCAR, but in NASCAR, the doors have always been welded shut, and when NASCAR started, what?
I didn't know that.
That's okay, a lot of people
Now you
don't.
do, good question.
But yeah, they were welded shut because if
She
you have a
said,
wreck,
she wants to ask a
if you have a wreck,
question. That little girl right there in the
then the
end.
doors are welded shut.
I've got the microphone again.
No.
It's not really a question. It's probably kind of corny, but can you guys say yeehaw?
Only if you do it with us. All together. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
Thank you.
I think I pulled my E.
We love all of your work, but Tom, excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Say what?
We love all of your work.
I can't hear you.
We love all of your work.
Oh,
But
thank you.
Tom, I happen to have photos of you riding your bike
Yeah.
after the Broadway show Annie
Oh, the
on New York
motorcycle?
streets at 10 o'clock at night. There was a bicycle.
Oh, bicycle, I do that
Bicycle.
too.
But I really want you to sing.
Oh, to sing?
Will you be singing somewhere tonight?
Not tonight. I will be again soon. Thank you, that's kind of you.
He has a great voice.
We just sang, actually, we sang together, John and I, in Sanford for Christmas. We sang a Christmas show over there.
Where's Sanford?
Sanford's on the other side of
Not
the state.
Sanford, no, it was someplace else, the Liberty Theater.
Stewart. Yeah, okay, my bad. What do you got?
Starts with S.
First of all, I want to say it's great having you in Lakeland.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. My name's Mona Lisa.
Of course.
And all three of my children have watched you. They grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard. Smallville, loved you guys in Smallville. You and Tommy all in there. I've watched you from various different shows. Follow you guys on Facebook.
Thank you.
My question is for Catherine, though.
That was like an apologetic meeting.
It's a good question. But I wanted to ask you, what brought you to the recurring role on The Young and the Restless?
Oh, what about that?
The recurring role on The Young and the
What brought you
Restless?
to it?
Oh,
What attracted you to it?
it was an interesting situation. The lady that was the head of the writing department there had called me and asked me to do the show, and I said, no, thank you. I don't want to do a soap opera. Thank you very much. Maria Bell, you know Maria.
Mm-hmm.
And so she asked me for about a year, and I said, gosh, I really can't. I'm raising my girls, and everybody knows about teenagers, and so I just thought I should be home. And then the head of the network called, and she said, hey, how's everything? I said, everything's fine. And she said, well, I hear that everybody here at CBS wants you to work, and I said, no, nobody wants me to work. And then she says, well, they've been calling you at Young and the Restless. And I said, oh, okay. I guess they have. Yeah, I do remember that. She goes, will you just come in and take a meeting and see if you guys can come up with something? And sure enough, we did, and so that's how that happened.
Well, I look forward to seeing you all the time.
Yeah, and now I'm having fun doing it.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
When we did the screen test for Dukes in 1978 at CBS, we shot them. We climbed through the window with the bows and arrows. We shot them on The Young and the Restless sets.
Did they?
No,
Yes,
you
we
didn't.
did. Yes, we did.
Wow.
I just remembered that. Just like the horn thing, I just remembered that.
Wow.
So it's come full circle.
Now I remember. Yeah.
Question over here.
We gotta follow the microphone man. How can I not see you in that outfit?
How long do you have to wear it to win the bet? Huh?
All weekend.
Wow.
We're all of the General Lee's automatic and/or Hemis, and how many times, Catherine, did you get to drive?
All of them were automatics. None of them were Hemis.
Oh, wait, we have one Hemi.
No.
John would know.
Okay, that's true.
There are a lot of them were jumps. A lot of them that you got to run in just good enough to get to the jump ramp.
That's right.
When I did drive the car, everybody remembered it.
First time I was scared in the car.
That's right.
Right here. We got one more question, guys.
Oh, got two.
In the first 5 episodes, the General Lee had the Confederate and the checkered cross flags on the back.
Yeah.
Deck lid. Why did they decide not to have that, for the whole season?
You know, I think it was as simple as they couldn't find another decal. I really do. It was a decal. So they got rid of it. I think just to make it easier. But there were times when they were putting the flag on the General Lee where the Values A brothers were bringing in like their nieces and nephews to put medical tape up on the top and just try to get a car ready for tomorrow. So I think it was a good call. I was never sure why they had that on there to begin with.
Did you like it? On the back?
I thought it looked good. It was a nice little touch. But that car also had the trim on the bottom, the kicker panels. Kicker panels.
What's a kicker panel?
It's a little piece of chrome steel right under the door. It goes from the front wheel to the back wheel, and it had the wheel well stainless. And a lot of, if you watch the show,
it had that trim on it?
yeah, that's what you can see if you're watching the show. That's how you can tell the cars are different. Just watch the trim. But, you know, a lot of times the marker lights will disappear too because we use 68s and just change the rear end and the front nose panel. Yes.
One more.
I just wanted to say I think you're all three awesome, and I've always loved your show, and thank you for coming to Lakeland.
What a nice
We think you're all awesome too.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going to Josh Snyder, beautiful Captain Box with the top whole bat. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can stop by their table. They're going to be signing autographs. They're going to be kissing babies.
So, what was that? Who was that?